Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be somewhat of an update video about the situation that has been going on between Trisha Paytas, Jeffree Star, and really, honestly, at this point, Shane Dawson. This video is going to be just my commentary about the two videos that Trisha uploaded after her first initial video about this entire situation. And it was just very interesting because she spilled a lot of tea specifically about Shane Dawson. The stuff that she said a minimal amount, honestly, in my opinion, about Jeffree Star. It's kind of stuff that we already knew, stuff that's been established for years on at this point. But the things that she said about Shane were so interesting, and so I decided that I wanted to make a video and just also kind of update about the situation. It's funny because I actually did make another video, but I don't know if I'm going to post it, and it was really just an update about like the different drama that's been happening on social media. But when I saw that she posted not one but two videos updating about this entire situation, I decided to just kind of go off of the videos that she's put out because honestly at this point I kind of trust Trisha with the things that she says, at least in these videos. So with that all being said, before I do get into this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notifications so that you're notified of the next time that I post a video. And please follow me on Twitter. My Twitter will be in the description below. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the video. So Trisha's first update video that she did on the situation, she uploaded a few days ago. And you know, I had seen that she had uploaded this video and I didn't watch it. And then I watched a video on it, and then I was like, okay, maybe I should watch it. So, and then she uploaded another video, and then I was like, okay, I should probably watch that video. So I'm kind of all caught up with what she's really putting out there. So I decided to watch the video. It's only 16 minutes long. And she's basically talking about how she wants to move on from the situation, but she did say a lot. So the first thing about this video is the wig. The wig. Child, what is this wig? In my opinion, she's starting to put on this wig, and then if you see her Frenemies podcast that she did, with Ethan Klein, she did a podcast. It's podcasts they do like every week or something like that, but she was dressed and like her makeup was like kind of very like dark, and it reminded me of like emo makeup. And then this wig is giving me very emo, giving me very, you know, 2000s emo teen. Her shirt is I think it's a Fall Out Boy t-shirt. So she's trying to give off the whole, I'm very emotional about the situation. This is a very dark situation. I want you to know that I'm hurting. And it's just a cry for attention. But the wig was it was very funny because like there were points where Trisha sounded so mature, but then when you look at her wig, you're like, sis, okay. So basically, she's just kind of going through the entire situation, just kind of talking about everything that's transpired after her first initial video. And she said that after the whole Vegas trip, when this all started to happen, she told Shane about the situation. And she said that Shane told her to not make a video. And he also said that he was going to distance himself from Jeffree Star. That was the first interesting thing that came out of this. By the way, I'm not going to give you I'm not going to, you know, retell the video for you. I'm just going to kind of talk about points that I thought were very interesting. So you should probably watch the video if you want to get the full picture. But these were the things that just jumped out at me. She said that Shane told her not to make a video. I felt like that was easily just him protecting Jeffree. That was him doing damage control because he knew that if his two friends were fighting, he would be in the middle of it. And then he said to appease Trisha, he said that he would distance himself from Jeffree. I would not be surprised if Shane, behind closed doors with Jeffree, was saying something to him that made him feel good about the situation, that made him feel good about the Trisha situation and what she would and would not say. Like, I fully believe that Shane was basically playing Jeffree's bodyguard against Trisha. So, I mean, I don't know how Trisha didn't, well, I mean, I know how she didn't catch it because she's trying to, you know, believe her friend. But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know. It feels like Trisha let herself be blind for a long time. And then she, you know, she said that. She basically said that she blindly supported him in summer. And she said that now she's not going to support Shane anymore. And, you know, if I were Trisha, yeah, I'd feel dumb. Especially because, like, all of these allegations were out. You saw nothing, but you blindly supported this man. It's ridiculous. And in my opinion, yeah, like, Shane is pretty much playing both Jeffree and Trisha, because like Trisha said, she kept saying, you know, he was going to say that he was going to distance himself. He kept saying that he was going to distance himself, but then he goes on a podcast and praises Jeffree. That's because he's playing you, sis. Could you not get it? Did you not see it? He was completely playing both sides. He was trying to be friends with both of them, and now it's backfiring. And do I feel bad? No. Now, Trisha also said that on the Vegas trip, and this is something that I found very interesting, was that basically she was gifted like a bag, I think, or something like that from Jeffree, something to that nature. It was something like there was a bag that was gifted. She put her camera in it, and then Jeffree took the bag and like gave it to Rich Lux. And I'm like, how is Rich Lux in this? And why? How is it that Rich Lux is going to sit up here and try to say that he's not on Jeffree's payroll and then accepts gifts like this from Jeffree? Make it make sense. Rich Lux has been all over social media, him and his little gang, his little clown crew. They swear up and down that they're not on his payroll. They swear up and down this, that, and the fourth. They swear up and down this, that. But if you're receiving gifts like this, then that's basically on the payroll, sweetie. It's not because you guys are close friends. I promise you, Jeffree Star does not want to be friends with you. It's simply because you're on the payroll. Like, that's just a way to keep you on the payroll without having you on the payroll. So, yeah, that part stood out to me. She also said that, now this was very interesting to me. She said that basically when this all happened, like when she posted her video about the situation, Shane and Ryland reached out and they were like, oh my gosh, what can we do? Trisha was like, you can do two things. Unfollow Hair by Jay and take down the podcast, I think, where Shane was like praising Jeffree. And they wouldn't do it. Why can't they unfollow Hair by Jay? I don't know if they have unfollowed him. And I don't know if she's only talking about like them not taking down the podcast. But if they can't even unfollow Hair by Jay, they're not friends, period. Who are they friends to? Like, first, why are they even, you know what? Why were they still following Hair by Jay after this entire situation? Why did she have to ask them to unfollow him? Like, the fact that she even had to ask them to unfollow him is like where I would have just drawn the line. This man literally said the most disgusting things about Trisha, who apparently was Shane Dawson's best friend, which was news to me. I did not even know that. So clearly he doesn't really put this relationship that much out in the public. I didn't know that they were that close. But you see that he's dogging your best friend on live, dogging her, and you can't even unfollow him? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Shane can do so much on social media. You know, he's supposed to be canceled, but he can do so much on social media. But he can't unfollow Hair by Jay. That was just ugly. Ugly. Then, you know, Trisha goes on and she talks about how when this all started happening, when after the Vegas trip, I keep jumping back and forth in the timeline, but that's kind of because she did. And I'm just kind of going through points like chronologically by her video. But basically, she said that Shane did not want to believe Trisha about the things that happened on the Vegas trip. And I'm like, first of all, Shane, you know Jeffree. Like, you know that he does this. You know what he did to James Charles. So to sit up here and to pretend as if somehow Jeffree Star could not have done this. You played Trisha like a fiddle. And Trisha, I'm sorry, but for you to sit up here and just take the fact that Shane didn't believe you about Jeffree Star of all people, ridiculous. Shane believed her. He just didn't want to cross Jeffree. He didn't want to cross Jeffree. And then, oh my gosh, and then Shane was basically saying that like he's in therapy for this. For like the drama that's happening between Trisha and Jeffree. Manipulative. And you know, I feel like for so long, it was so taboo to say that people are trying to use their mental health as like a scapegoat and a way to manipulate people. But now it's like obvious. These people are clearly using their mental health as a shield to protect themselves. Because for you to sit up here and say that you are in therapy for drama that's happening between your two friends is like mind-boggling, and he thinks that everyone is an idiot. And like if I were Trisha, I would have gone off, because like there's only so much that people can take. There's only so many lies that people can take. So that was ugly. Now, here's the tea that I thought was so piping hot. And she doesn't get into this until later, like in the video. And she said this, it was so weird how she said it, because she just kind of said it. And if I were Trisha, I would make an entire video just about this. And just personally, because I feel like this is such a big thing. Basically, Trisha said that when the Gabby Hanna stuff happened, and I think you know where I'm going with this. When the Gabby Hanna stuff happened, where she said that Trisha had herpes, Gabby Hanna kept saying, remember she kept saying, oh, I got this from a reputable source. I got this from a reputable source. That reputable source was Shane Dawson. Shane freaking Dawson. Apparently Shane Dawson. And it makes so much sense now in hindsight, because one, Shane is supposed to be best friends with Trisha. So if Shane says it, it's like, okay, why would he lie on his best friend? Right? On top of that, Shane Dawson is known as like the Mother Teresa of YouTube for so long. He was known as, you know, the grandfather of, why would Shane Dawson lie? Why would Shane Dawson have make up any drama? Why would Shane Dawson do that? Of course I'm going to believe Shane Dawson. But Shane Dawson was the person that literally started this fire. And then if Shane Dawson could start this, what else has he started on YouTube? The Tati Westbrook and James Charles thing. The sister get-in. Clear as day. Clear as day. If Shane Dawson had no problem going behind his alleged best friend's back and telling Gabby Hanna, of all people, that she has herpes and it starts literally World War III, what makes you think that he won't start something about James Charles? What makes you think that he won't be a ringleader? What makes you think that he won't be behind the scenes while Tati Westbrook is making her Bye Sister video? It's confirming everything that we already knew. So therefore, I can't fathom that Trisha would lie about this, because it makes so much sense, and it makes too much sense coming from someone who rarely ever makes sense. So that was just like wild to me. And then she also said that Shane is coming back soon, which is going to be wonderful. I can't wait for this to happen and for everything to blow up in his face, because nobody, not a single person is ready for him to come back. I have yet to see someone who was upset back in like June that is not upset now. It's just not even a thing. I mean, he's canceled. Like, so, you know what I think personally, and I've thought, okay, I know what Shane's gonna do. He's done all of these redemption documentaries about so many other people. He's going to do it about himself. Watch. He's going to do it about himself. He's going to do a redemption documentary. And it's going to blow up in his face, because everyone already knows so much about the situations that have happened, the multiple situations with Shane that have happened, that it's going to be ridiculously hard for him to bounce back, because everybody knows. And you can't get anything past anybody at this point in time. So, I mean, I personally will try to find a way to, I don't know if I want to watch this. We'll have to see, because I do want to make a commentary on it, but I don't want to give him any money. So I might try to find a way to like watch the video without giving him money. Like there's a website, I think, for that. So I might do that. But I mean, goodness gracious, like she dropped bombs. Like she kind of ruined his whole plan to like just come back secretly. Like she kind of just said it. So now everyone's prepared and everyone's ready and everyone's rewatching D'Angelo Wallace's video to remember why we hate him. So then when he does come out with this video, it's just over, you know? So the second video was longer. It was like literally twice as long. It was 32 minutes. And this video, I think that Trisha was kind of saying a lot of the other things that she said earlier, but I think that, yeah, she just said a lot of things that she said in an earlier video, but she also did kind of double down on Shane and just said like more things about her relationship with Shane. So the first thing that jumped out about this video was that she said that she finally watched D'Angelo Wallace's video, which I think that like if you don't know anything about Shane Dawson, like you have to watch that video, because it is the most informative video that just lays everything out, like everything. So she said that she finally watched D'Angelo Wallace's video, and apparently Trisha's gonna try to act like she didn't know about any of this. I'm positive that Trisha knew about the allegations. I don't know if Trisha knew everything, but she knew something. She had to have known, because you literally could not have gone on social media and not seen it. Like, there's just no way. So I feel like she was kind of she was trying to cover her tracks, but I feel like in some ways she was like willfully ignorant. And I think that a lot of people do that, you know, when they're friends with people and they don't want to know things that are bad because, you know, they have such good memories with this person. But now I think that Trisha is like, no, I have to know because this person did me wrong. I want to see how else he did other people wrong. Trisha also said that she like blindly deleted videos to help protect Shane in a way. She goes into like, basically, I'm not even sure what she was really talking about, but I feel like what she was really trying to say is that like there was a point in time where she had to like, where Shane asked her to delete a video and she just did it to protect him, not really realizing that like, no, he has a problem and that he's, honestly, in my personal opinion, he is a predator. In one way or another, he is a predator. And he can sue me. I really don't care. We can pull up the videos of him kissing children and that'll get shut down, baby, you know. So I really wish she would sue me. That would be funny. Shane Dawson doesn't know me, but whatever. But now she's like seeing the light. And like looking back, and she's like, in hindsight, yeah, I'm like protecting him. I basically, that's what I got from this, is that she, in hindsight, knows that she now has been protecting him. She also acknowledges something that I said in my earlier video, which I will have in the link, and I will have linked in the description below, where she basically said that like the stuff that Trisha does, she's a troll, and everyone knows it. But the things that Shane and Jeffree do are like evil in like real life, like evil behind closed doors, saying this type of stuff behind closed doors. It's one thing to put on an act. Is it disgusting? Yes, it's a disgusting act. You shouldn't act like this, period. But it's a difference between putting on this act and then actually hating people. And I think that that's the difference between Trisha and Jeffree. That's why Trisha, Jeffree, and Shane. That's why Trisha is so easier to swallow. That's why so many people still have some type of love for her, because you can tell when she's actually being her authentic self and when she's being a troll. You can tell that she has attention issues. And, you know, at the end of the day, like, you can tell the difference. Because if you have to do everything behind closed doors, it's like sinister and it's like premeditated and it's all of those. And that's basically what Trisha was saying about Jeffree and Shane. And do I put it past them? No. I mean, they went behind closed doors and literally plotted against James Charles. So can we put it past them? No. So then she talked about like Tab, this guy Tab, who like made an initial video about the whole Vegas trip and how Jeffree was being racist. And Trisha basically apologized to Tab in this video, or she apologized to him. And then she also, you know, said that she was wrong for not defending him. And Trisha, baby, how do you expect other people to take up for you now when you can't take up for other people? I think this is something that Trisha is now realizing, is that her loyalty has been in the wrong place. Wrong place. And so now she's trying to like go back and make things right. Like she talked about D'Angelo Wallace and now she's like, oh, I watched this video. She talked about Tab, or like she didn't talk about Tab, but like she's now defending him. And I think that she's like backtracking, which, hey, at least it's some type of progress. I think, you know, it's better than nothing. It's better than just not saying anything, not doing anything at all. So, I mean, but she is backtracking. What she also said was that Jeffree talks about Shane like a dog, basically. You know, Jeffree says the same types of things about Shane, that like Jeffree will basically talk about anybody. And I mean, like, we know this, but I feel like, will Shane listen to this? Like, will Shane take that part to heart? Will Shane be like, oh my gosh, maybe she's right. Oh my gosh, am I a victim of Jeffree too? Oh my gosh, you know, all of these things, like, am I on the wrong side? Clearly Jeffree's talking about me. Or will Shane think that Trisha is lying? I don't know. I think that Shane doesn't actually care about a lot of the petty drama. I think that Shane, in a lot of ways, he just doesn't care. And I think that he knows that Jeffree talks about him. It's either one of two things. It's either Shane really thinks that Jeffree is his ride or die because they have too much on each other. They've conspired against too many people together. So he feels like Jeffree has to be loyal to him, or he just doesn't care. I don't know, but, you know, Trisha saying that, like, Jeffree's talking about Shane and everything like that, like, that might do something. I don't know. And then, allegedly, Shane, she also talks about how, like, Shane basically told Peter Mon that Trisha is a liar. And that, she was, like, she's a pathological liar, and that's why I guess Peter Mon was saying that she had she didn't have substance abuse issues, that she was lying about that, and things of that nature. And apparently Shane was the one to tell Peter Mon, like, yeah, she lies. Which, again, going back to the Abby Hannah thing, again, going back to James Charles and Tati Westbrook, it's like Shane is putting things in people's ears, and Shane is so much more reliable. And, you know, I wouldn't even be surprised if Jeffree uses Shane as a mouthpiece, because Shane is more reputable at this point. Like, why is it that Jeffree had to go to Tati with Shane? Because Shane sounds like a decent person, like a decent human being, right? So I feel like maybe Jeffree is putting out a lot of narratives that Shane echoes to then get what they want. And then I think that Shane does that with other people. Shane uses other people as a mouthpiece. Shane had to use Gabby Hanna as a mouthpiece. Shane had to use Ryland as a mouthpiece. Every 2 seconds, Ryland is his mouthpiece. Shane, at one point, had to use Trisha as a mouthpiece. Trisha was always defending him. Completely and blindly defending him. For years. Why? Because because she thought that they were friends. Clearly they never were. Clearly they were never really friends, because if he has to use you as a mouthpiece and you can't even get him to unfollow a hairstylist, like, come on. Then, oh my gosh, then Trisha kind of went off on Ryland. Ryland posted a podcast and was talking about the situation, and Ryland was trying to do damage control, because it got to a point where it was like, I mean, what can you say? So Ryland was really trying to do damage control, and Trisha was like, you're his mouthpiece. And basically Trisha was saying that Ryland, nobody knows you and all of these things, like, I don't even care to know you, da 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 da. She was really going off on him. She was like, you leech off of Shane, you quit your job and you made a channel and people only watch your channel for Shane, which is true. Nothing that she said was untrue. She said that, Ryland plays mouthpiece so that Ryland gets what he wants. It's a very, Ryland has to take the heat now for all of the stuff that he got in the beginning, for all of the love and the praise and the subscribers and the money that he got in the beginning. Now Ryland has to pay his dues and be the mouthpiece. And mind you, the podcast, and this is what Trisha said, the podcast is literally edited by Shane. Shane is like probably one of the producers. Shane is probably right behind the camera, telling him what to say, or making sure that he says what needs to be said and doesn't say more, doesn't say less. I am not surprised. I mean, Ryland looks like the mouthpiece. Like, he acts like such a mouthpiece. It's kind of sad and ridiculous. It's sad and ridiculous. And then, basically Trisha was just saying that, like, at the end, this is kind of like the last point that I got from this video, that, he is quietly a friend of Trisha, that behind the scenes he's friends with Trisha, but in front of the scenes, like, even just to promote her stuff, like, he doesn't promote her music, he doesn't promote anything of hers, he doesn't defend her, nothing. But behind closed doors, they're friends. She said that, he told her, like, oh, I support you behind the scenes because the internet makes me anxious. Your whole career is on the internet? Goodbye. You can't tweet something? Goodbye. You can't tweet something? No, clearly he doesn't really care to put his friendship with Trisha out like that. And like I said earlier, I didn't even know that they were close like that, probably because he doesn't put out their friendship like that. So, I mean, but are we surprised by any of this? Are we really going to sit up here and act surprised, act bamboozled, No, we can't. This is stuff that I think that really the person who really started to expose Shane Dawson himself was Tati Westbrook. As much as y'all might hate her, she was really the first. That video, she really said what needed to be said. Regardless of if you guys hate her, regardless of if you think that she tried to pass off blame, at the end of the day, if Tati had not made her video, if everything had not blown up over summer, but specifically if Tati had not made her video, we would not be sitting here today knowing what we know and being willingly able to accept the things that Trisha Paytas is saying. There would be so many people defending Shane right now, following Hair by Jay. Hair by Jay wouldn't even have to make an apology. All of this. But Tati made her video. People realized how conniving those two were. How conniving Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson are. And from then on, it's just been exposing after exposing after exposing after exposing constantly. And I am eating it up because, I mean, do these men deserve platforms? No. Are they horrible people? Yes. Do I think that Trisha Paytas is lying? No. Do I think that everything that she's saying makes sense in the narrative? Yes. I mean, it's clear as day in my personal opinion. It's clear as day. So yeah, that's all of my thoughts about like these two videos. I just thought that it was just so interesting, the little like tea that she spilled that was just like randomly thrown into the videos, especially about the fact that Shane Dawson told Gabby Hanna about the herpes thing. That was disgusting. Like, to cross your friend like that, like, that was disgusting. Disgusting. And I wonder if Gabby Hanna will say something about this. We'll have to see. But yeah, though, that's basically all my thoughts about Trisha Paytas's update videos. So that is it for this video. Please enjoy this obligatory picture of Tom Holland as I close out. But yeah, those are my thoughts about the videos that Trisha posted. Those are kind of the key points that I got, the things that I got from the videos. This situation is just very interesting to me, and I'm interested to see how it'll play out. I did do a poll in my community tab about like if people wanted me to like kind of update about the situation, and about 65% for the last I checked said yes. And so, you know, I'm just trying to make kind of videos that are like bigger, that tackle multiple things that happen, rather than like doing a video about everything that happens, and just kind of giving my opinion as things play out. So don't expect like too many videos, hopefully, but I do want to kind of keep updated on the situation, just because I think it's interesting and just because I just want to talk about it. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy. If you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Go ahead and comment down below what you think of this entire situation. What do you think about Shane and Jeffree now? Like, what do you think about Trisha? Who do you think is right? Who do you think is wrong? Why not? Please do subscribe to my channel. Turn on the post notifications so that you're notified of the next time that I post a video. And please do follow me on Twitter. My Twitter will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.